Welcome back. Quick, wait. Oh my God, whoa. I'm
Whoa.
Eric
Whoa.
just told me about studio mode for OBS, so now I have a little bit of extra power to play with things. So, hello, welcome back to year 487, the adventure in three parts. Week number 8 of King Arthur Pendragon. Cool.
Yeah.
This is all so exciting and
You, you.
and how on earth do we do things? All right, excellent. Welcome back. So, Elaine,
Yes.
you are riding through the woods with your squire, Berengar, on your manor.
Mm-hmm.
When suddenly, out in front of you, you see a flickering light. It looks like a lantern, and you can see the vague shape of a young boy or girl holding it. Some young child holding a lantern. Ahead of you, in the snow, wandering in the woods, you hear a delighted, gender-neutral child's laugh. It's not creepy. It's not like one of those, like, you hear, like, a creepy, like, tinkling music and a creepy child's laugh. This is actually a happy child's laugh. And the lantern goes bouncing away.
A child alone out in the snow. How peculiar.
Who plays Berengar? Like, what's the actor who plays Berengar?
I was thinking he's kind of like Neville,
Neville, like young Neville or hot Neville?
young Neville,
Okay, cool.
not hot Neville.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Young Neville goes, "Oh, I don't know, Elaine. It seems pretty dangerous out here in the snow."
Exactly my point, Bergar. We must make sure that this child is safe and won't freeze out here.
Do knights really care about freezing though? Is that a thing we care about?
He says that.
Yeah. he's just curious. He's like a little 15-year-old kid. He's like, "Do we care about freezing? I thought we cared about Saxons."
As you will soon learn, young Berengar, we care about all the peoples that we protect.
Oh, right. Okay. Um, yeah, are you gonna like jump after the lantern and try to catch this kid?
Yeah, we follow the kid.
Cool. Give me a hunting check.
Okay. Uh,
Wait, where are
Yeah,
things?
some 10. Yeah.
nice success.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, yeah, awesome. Very nice. Yeah, you go jumping. You spur your horses through the underbrush and jump back in the direction of this bouncing lantern. And it leads you a ways through the forest, and the sky grows dark as you follow this lantern through the woods, and you come to a clearing in the middle of the forest, and you see the lantern out in the middle of a lake on an island. Except that, based on your knowledge of your lands, there's no lake in this place in your lands. You can see across the lake. There's a few paths made out of stepping stones. It is not just like one path. There's like a couple of crisscrossing paths. But the stones are made of moss or covered in moss, and they're very slippery from the ice and snow.
And this whole body of water was never there before.
Either you have taken a wrong turn and you're somewhere that you don't know about, but you've made tours of your lands a number of times. And you don't know of any lake at this, near your manor.
Huh. Okay, well, my trusting is pretty high. I'm not very suspicious. So
Okay, cool.
I think I just take it as, oh, this is another part of my parcel I have yet to explore. Because I probably don't get out that much to just like hang out on my property, and it's probably pretty big.
Yeah,
So, like, oh, interesting. Let's continue.
cool.
Come, Berengar.
Those rocks look a little slippery.
We shall practice your ballads.
Nice. Are you like seizing the challenge with energy and gusto?
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Why don't you roll against your energetic?
Okay. Energetic. Sorry, I have a lot of things open.
Yeah. 3, very,
yes.
very solid success. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think you go like bounding onto the first stone, like showing Berengar basically how it's done.
Yeah.
Let's see if you manage to keep your footing.
Okay.
Roll a dexterity check.
Oh, dexterity. Okay. Where's that? Oh, got it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you land like a cat. You do like the hero landing with like one knee down and one hand down.
Uh-huh.
Berengar sort of collapses. Oh wow, that looks great. So he dismounts and he goes leaping across, following you on your way across the lake. Let's see how good he is.
Oh no, Berengar!
He's got a dexterity of 9. Oh wow, and he succeeds. Yeah, he goes jumping after you, following your example, very
Excellent.
vigorously and energetically.
Yay!
He's sort of laughing behind you, saying, "Ha ha! I'm landing. I'm doing it. I'm successful."
You're doing it.
Yeah. So you go bounding across this lake, and when you get to the far side, this island is all covered in snow and ice, and all the trees here are like they're encased in ice in that way that like ice storms leave trees.
Yeah,
And you can see that all of the trees have buds that are like just barely blooming or starting to break open within their ice sort of like prisons almost. And it gives this sense of like it was a moment of spring that just got frozen in time and in freezing. And back through the trees, you can see the lantern sitting on the snow and the shape of a small child, like building a snowman next to the lantern.
I approached the child, like not on guard at all for some reason. And young child, do you live around here?
Yeah, and it laughs happily in response to your question, and then it grabs the lantern next to it, and it throws it down on the ground. And the lantern shatters, and there's just a flash and a burst of smoke. And then the smoke all rushes inwards. Berengar is sort of watching this all unfold, and he says, "I don't think this is normal." The smoke rushes inwards, and it coalesces into a coiling serpent that rises, and it glows with a white inner glow. And it explodes into this massive creature, this huge serpent with pearlescent white scales and a mouth of like fanged teeth of different sizes and shapes. It's got a ridged frill behind its head, and it's got short, sharp-clawed arms and legs with claws that look like the scythes your peasants use for threshing grain.
Nice knowing you.
It looks at you, and the child is nowhere to be seen. The lantern is gone. It looks at you with glowing eyes like coals, and it opens its red mouth, and it hisses at you.
Wow.
Berengar is like shivering in place.
Yeah, I'm making sure that he's behind me.
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of in awe by this thing that just appeared before me.
Yeah.
And I try to address it.
Okay.
Because it looks like, I mean, I'm not pagan, but I'm familiar with like bizarre things going on in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I know what happens to people, and we saw Merlin being crazy before.
It's true. Crazy Merlin.
I think I just say like, what, why do you appear before me? What purpose do you have on my lands?
Why don't you make a valorous check for me to see how well you're able to like stand your ground and comport yourself when addressing this terrifying creature.
Yeah, right.
And then also I'll get you to make an orate check after. Oh, nice. Yeah, you fail, Valorous. So, what is it like when you stammer out your challenge to this creature?
Who are you?
Yeah, Berengar is like pushing your sword and your spear, your spear and your shield into your arms.
Pardon me. Who are you?
Yeah, the serpent sort of like rears up to its full height, which is probably like 20 or 30 feet tall. It opens its mouth and looks down at you, and it just sort of laughs, and it strikes down at you with an open mouth filled with rows on rows of razor sharp teeth.
Uh-oh.
So you're too terrified to fight back. All you can do is take the defense action, which does give you a +5, but you can't deal any damage to it if you succeed. So let's see. It's biting with an 18.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, roll your I guess it would be lance. No, it's yeah. So I guess Berengar would have handed you your sword, because he wouldn't have given you your lance if you were off of your horse. Yeah. So
Okay.
you've got your sword +5.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, just 5, not +5.
Right. And hope that you crit. Yeah, okay, so you stand there and you raise your shield, which is about as effective as a sheet of rice paper, right? Like this thing's mouth, this thing's head is as big as you are. So it slashes down and it snaps its jaws shut around you. Let's see. Yes, for 9d6 damage, you feel its icy grip of its teeth pierce into your stomach, and then you open your eyes, and you're lying on the ground in the middle of the forest. There is no lake around you. But there is a strange, small sprite sitting in front of you, glowing with the same white pearlescent glow that you saw from the lantern, that you saw from the serpent. It's sitting there laughing silently, pointing at you, and then like mouthing and speaking some words that you can't hear. It's speaking into some other dimension that you can't hear. It laughs. What do you do?
What have you done?
Yeah.
What are you? What manner of creature? What?
It twirls. It flies up into the air and turns a somersault, and then it winks sort of inside out, and then it lands on the ground as a frog. And there's a frog sitting in front of you. It's all green and gold, and it looks up at you with big black eyes. Berengar looks at it and says, "What on earth happened?" And then the frog opens its mouth and goes, "Brah." And it turns inside out, and a spring comes pouring up out of this frog. Water spilling and bubbling into the hollow in which you rest.
Surprise!
I think I just like stare for a full minute,
Your feet get wet.
and then that's fine. Am I actually wounded?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Wow. Weird. I eventually turn to Berengar, and I'm assuming he's just like in awe as well.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh my god, what on earth happened? By the saints!"
I do not know. I would suggest that we do not speak of this as to not cause any fear among our people. So sit tight on that.
Oh, yeah, No, my lips are sealed.
You and I will conference on this and figure out the best way to explain this very inexplainable thing.
Yes. Yeah, so you look around and you catch your bearings, and you're on the edge of the forest, but you're also right on the edge of your horse's pasture land.
That's so crazy. So it's okay. So it's this is spring.
Yeah.
Is it just coming up out of the ground? Is there like a little?
It's just bubbling
pond
up out
around
of a. There's like a collection of rocks in the bottom of a little basin that you found yourself landed in, and water began burbling up out of these rocks as soon as the frog turned inside out.
I think I perhaps stupidly try to catch some of it in my mouth.
Okay. Yeah, totally. The water is cool, ice cold now in winter, but it tastes incredibly clean, incredibly refreshing.
I think this is a gift, Berengar.
Should you really be doing that?
It is cool. It is refreshing. It is clean.
It's winter. Everything's cool.
No, you do not understand. Taste.
Yeah, okay. Berengar, he kneels down and he drinks just a handful from his hand. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Wow, gosh, you're right. It is really delicious."
So I finally collect myself and I'm like, wait, we must go back. We must go back and inform whoever's job it is to build a well. We must collect as much of this as we can and make sure that we make the best of it.
Is it safe to build a well on a cursed spring?
Cursed? I don't think it's cursed. Why would something give us something so wonderful if it weren't a gift?
I guess that's true. Wonderful things tend to be gifts.
Yes. I think so.
Good. Well, maybe the stable master should do it since it's right near your horses.
Wonderful, Berengar. Good thinking. Run to the stables.
Yeah,
I'll follow you.
Berengar goes running across the field. He makes it about 5 feet before he's tired from running through the snow. So, you two trudge across your horse pasture towards the stables. Berengar leading by about 5 feet. Do you have a name for your stable master?
No, let's pick one.
Let's see. Let's say his name is Borf.
Okay.
Yeah, Borf, the stable master, comes out
Very
of the
strong
stables. Name. Yeah, it's a great family name. He's Borf the Fourth, son of Borf, grandson of Borf. He's Borf the Fourth Borfson.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I address him by your name, and I say, Borf the Fourth Borfsman! We have been blessed. We have found a clean, clear well, a beautiful natural spring for our people to drink from, and we must build around it so that we can collect the water very quickly.
Blessed? Well, gosh, I guess that does sound quite nice. Where is it?
I lead him to it. I go with him.
Yeah. He says, "Oh, well, this is just fantastic. It'll keep the horses well watered during the hot summer months. Yes. I can't believe our fortune."
I can't believe it either. Isn't it crazy that we just happened upon this on our own land, right on the edge of the stable? It's miraculous, really.
It's amazing. It's like it just popped up overnight, because I've been along these woods before and I never saw it.
Funny thing.
How did you find it, Sir Elaine?
Oh, well, young Berengar and I were training and just happened upon it. It was very strange. I don't know how we could have missed it to begin with. Maybe I need to check up with our guards a bit.
Yes. Give yourself a check to deceitful.
Oh,
Yeah. He nods. He says, "Oh, wow. Well, that's some good fortune. I'll be sure to take good care of it and line it with stones and bring the horses over and water them every day. And well, gee golly willikers, Sir Elaine, this is just the best."
I love that he's like a little prospector.
Yeah. He brings out his mining pick.
I love this guy. I love Borf.
Borf forever. All right, great. Yeah. So I think Borf sets to work building a well.
Awesome.
He's very excited about having the horses with convenient access to water. The days and weeks pass, and winter. The winter storms rise and fall, and one day you're holding court in your manor, and a man comes to you, and Borf is trailing him. And the man says, "Ha! Now, Sir Elaine, we require the king's justice for a great injustice that has been done here on your manor, Sir Elaine."
Of what do you speak?
Well, now, Borf here, he found, or he says that you found, Borf here is in control of a spring, and
Yes.
I am good Sir Lonk, one of your very faithful citizens, Sir Elaine.
Yes. Surely.
I want this spring should be freely usable to everyone. It's a great resource for your entire manor, and all of us would love to bring our animals here to have them drink from the spring to get the benefits of its healing waters. But Borf, he's controlling access to the spring. He says it's only for him and the horses and his own personal animals. Now, I think that's a grave injustice, and I think that your people deserve better.
Now, Borf. That was never the agreement, and I shall have a talk with him.
Borf's eyes raise, or his eyebrows raise, and he spreads his hands. He says, "Well, now, Sir Elaine, I think it's
Missy!
excuse me. I'm very sorry. I think it's just real important that the horses have access to clean, fresh drinking water. Don't you want your horses to be the best horses in all of the lands? There's just not enough time for everybody here to bring all of their animals to your new spring if you want your horses to have all the benefit. I'm only trying to think of what's best for you and your knightly prowess."
I contain my anger. Say, Borf, that is noble of you to think of what I may want, but more noble would be to ask me what I want. And what would make me most happy is that all of our people, townspeople and animals alike, are equal access to this spring. This spring has been given to us. I don't know how, but it is a wonderful thing that everyone can benefit from. And I asked you to help me share it with everyone. You have not done so.
Yeah, Borf hangs his head, and Lonk doffs his cap again and says, I don't even remember what his voice is like anymore. Sir Elaine, you're really a great landlord for all of us here at your manor. What is your manor's name? Let's find out. It's named Newton Tony.
Newton Tony.
Here at Newton Tony, all of us are going to benefit from your great justice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my will.
This exchange took place while you were holding court and while other peasants were here, seeing their own justice is done. So everybody cheers your decision and rushes out of your house to go, drink their fill from this spring. Give yourself a check to just, yes. Just.
Oh, just, yes.
And also reduce your commoners' hate my landlord passion.
Yay!
By 1.
Where's that stats?
I think it's under manner, actually.
Concern for commoners? Oh, commoner hate. Hate.
Hate
Oh,
landlord.
yeah.
Very nice. Awesome. Now you were going to have like a christening for this spring, right? You were going to name it after someone who's very special to you.
Yes.
What does that ceremony look like?
It's pretty simple.
Okay.
Honestly, because I am actually pretty poor. But I have everyone in town, of course, and I have everyone who has a trade or a craft. Sort of like I make it into like a fair.
Okay.
And I want them to be able to contribute whatever they can and like the finest thing that they can create to like show off each of their specialties to people from neighboring manors.
So it's kind of like a craftsmanship's fair or something like that. So you have like a little late winter fair where all of your local craftsmen display their goods.
Yeah.
And then you invite other people from other manors to come?
Yeah, if there are any relatively close manors, I would like to extend an invitation to them.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Who is nearby? You're at Newton Tony, which is quite far. So, there's like a couple of local manors who are clustered near you, but you're quite far away from Stapleford, Baverstock, and Barrack St. James.
Okay, well, if there's any like small houses, then I will be neighborly and send them a letter.
Yeah, totally. I think there's a knight who joins you, whose name is Griselda.
An excellent name.
Awesome.
Good name.
Yeah. Griselda, neighbor to Newton Tony.
Big Newton Tony. Damn it.
Your manner is the manner of puns. Pun manner.
Pun manor. Yeah, so Griselda is there, and there's a couple of other knights who have joined you. Like at this christening, like what's the ceremony look like? It's a little fair, and there's like all of your craftsmen. So there's a blacksmith who's making horseshoes and plows and things like that, and there's someone has their prized pig out on display. Borf is there with one of your promising young foals.
Nice.
And let's see, Lonk is there, and he's a potter. He's made a bunch of pots, and he's got them all on
awesome.
sale. Yeah.
I was gonna ask if I had like a potter or a glass blower or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you say? Lonk?
Lonk.
I have Lonk make two very like as ornate as he can possibly muster jugs that are like corked probably.
Yeah.
And then we fill it with spring water,
Cool.
and I want to present those jugs of spring water to Dwinwyn and her wife as a sort of short but sweet ceremony.
Cool.
Like
So
the-
Dwinwyn was invited.
Oh, of course. Of
Okay,
course.
cool.
Oh, cool. I'm there. Yeah, totally. We're both there.
Yep.
You're all there.
With the Lady Adwin.
Arthuric is probably there too.
Did you also invite Mr. Beauvalet?
Who
Was
is
it
that?
like Dwinwyn and lovers, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Dwinwin's there with her whole family.
Anyone in her like higher circle, I would have extended an invitation to.
It's weird because I don't know if he has like a title, right? Like an official title according to this world building that we're doing. Like, would he have a title?
I think that stewards are just referred to as steward, so it'd be like Steward Beauvalet or something like that.
Okay, cool.
Mr. Beauvalet Esquire, perhaps. Esquire is actually the title for like men who are not knights but still of like high class.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry. You're all invited to my
That's what I was prior to things, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. So like Nidian's there, Hrethrick's there, Dwinwin and her family are there. I guess Hrethrick is there with what's her name?
Can't remember.
Oh.
Let's look on his character sheet. Maybe there's information.
I don't think
Yvonne.
Yvonne.
I think it was. Yeah, there we are. Yvonne.
Yeah.
He's got baby Hrethrick in his arms, who is being a baby, as we can see on his character
Awesome.
sheet. Very nice. Yeah.
And I invite my family too.
Okay.
Which consists of, I think, 3 other siblings. I think. Yeah,
I trust you.
I'm the 4th child.
Sure.
And my new stepdad.
Yeah, so the 3rd offspring is always given to the church. So is that a process that your family has followed? Would your older brother or sister, is it a brother or sister? Would they be serving the church?
Yeah, I think we're probably pretty traditional people in that sense.
Cool. Is it a brother or sister?
Brother.
Brother. What's his name?
His name is Ralph.
Brother Ralph.
Yes.
Priest.
Family. The family episode.
Yeah, he comes to you and he says, listen, Elaine, I would be honored to dedicate this spring to Jesus and to the saints.
I don't laugh at him.
Will you allow me to speak words of faith over the gathering we have here with us today?
That is a wonderful, very sweet thought, Rolf. However, the person that I have chosen to name this spring for has other values. I'm not sure if that would be prudent. Do you understand?
I do understand. For lo, though my faith in God burns within my heart, I understand the importance of the old ways to many people here in Britain.
And I love that about you, my brother.
Yeah,
Very understanding young
He
man.
nods and he steps back, crosses himself.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do you speak religious words, or is it just a purely non-religious ceremony?
I think it's pretty non-secular. Or
Okay.
secular.
Pretty secular, non-religious. All right,
Yes.
very nice. Yeah, and you said that you hand off jugs of spring water to Dwinwin and her family.
Yeah, I would like to quiet the fair festival type thing just for a moment to call everyone to the center where the spring is, and just say a very short speech about this goodly knight who I've come to know the valorous nature of has given us so much. I don't go into the fact that she gave us money.
Right.
But I'm like, her concern for our manor mirrors that of mine. She's a very special person that we should all give great respect to, and these are gifts for her from the beautiful crafts that you have created.
Yeah. Why don't you roll an orate check?
Cool.
Oh wow, you crit. So check your orate.
What?
Yeah. And yeah, everybody there is just moved by your selfless and knightly and friendly speech in praise of Dwinwin and her friendship and support of the manor. And everybody is duly impressed. I think there's like, a moment where Dwynwen, flanked by the Lady Adwin and Mr. Beauvalet Esquire, they stand in the center of the crowd who are all clapping and cheering and showering you with praise.
Dwynwen and Adwin and Beauvalet are floored. Dwynwen in particular, she seems very touched. And she accepts the gift and says, you know that this was not necessary, but I accept this wonderful gift from you with...
It's the least I can do.
From your lands that you give to us. It is a great gift. Thank you so much, Elaine. We will enjoy this in our manor with glee and remembrance of this day.
If you ever find yourself in need of fresh, clean water to help your wines, you are welcome to our spring.
Oh my goodness, I hadn't thought of that. All the different wines I could make.
Nice. Mineral water, specialty.
That's a big deal.
Wines. Yeah.
Your wines become world renowned for their the quality of the water you make them with, which you have shipped like across Britain.
Yo, like there's plenty of spirits from Europe that are like all about like, oh, I have to get the water from this one herbal spring. Like that's a real thing. That's absolutely
I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't really know you did that with wine. That's cool.
Totally. Awesome. Yeah. So the sun sets and there is many feelings of goodwill in Manor Newton Tony towards their wonderful landlord Elaine, as well as towards Dwynwen the Generous. Dwynwen, did you earn a check to your generosity for your donation to? I don't think you did. Do you think that would be appropriate? I think it would be.
Yeah, totally.
Especially if we have this ceremony honoring your generosity. Yeah. Awesome. Go ahead and check generous.
There it goes. It is checked.
All right. So the scene fades to black, and we roll credits for the christening of Dwynwen Spring.
Or Elaine.
Yes. So Nidian.
Yeah.
You awaken one morning in early spring, and there's someone banging at your door. Bang, 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 bang.
What? What is it?
Bang, 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 bang. Oh, Master Nidian.
Yes, what?
Do you open the door? Are you just lying in your bed like, yes,
no,
what?
No, I get up in my, my nightgown.
Okay, you open the door in your nightgown, and there's one of your peasants, Martha, is standing there, and she says, "Oh, Master Nidian! Oh, I didn't expect to see you in this state of undress. Please, cover yourself."
Enough! Out with it! What is the matter?
Oh, it's horrible! Horrible, just horrible, good Sir Nidian. They came in the night, they did. Gave me son Philip a good thwack across the brow, they did. He'll not think straight for a week. They took me prize sheep, they did. Oh, the horrible injustice of it. How it sticks in me craw.
Who? What? Relax. Come. Sit down. Do you need water? Like, I like snap my hands. Like, water. Like, relax. Like, calm down. Who came in the night?
Yeah.
What came in the night? Are they here? Or is it here? And then I'm also like, maybe armor and weapons too. Like, what's going on?
Peter, your squire, who's been up a little bit earlier, he like rubs the sand out of his eyes, and he brings Martha a glass of water, which she promptly just like splashes straight in her face. Bandits, Nidian! They came. They raided your manor. They stole your sheep. They captured some of your grains.
And I get like grimly, like very like somber and serious, and I'm
Peter
like,
just like hands you your sword.
Yeah, and I'm like, they will pay.
Who plays Peter?
They will pay dearly. I said young Tom Cruise.
Young Tom Cruise, yes.
Yeah.
Hang on, I want to write this down so that I can remember it. Skills. Peter, young Tom Cruise. Yeah, Peter is like staring at Martha with that like the Tom Cruise stare, like sort of just off the camera. Yes. And then Elaine, you said yours was young young Neville.
Yeah.
Cool, great.
Don't think those poor, yeah, it's like those foolish bandits. So they know attacking us is an attack on Earl Roderick himself. You know, they will pay dearly for this.
Oh, right you are, Sir Nidian, right you are. An attack on Earl Roderick is an attack on King Uther, bless his soul.
Yes, bless his soul. That I need my best armor, my best swords and lances, Peter.
Yeah, Peter
We're
is
gonna go find some
sort of
bits.
holding like a shoddy piece of armor with like a hole in
Yeah.
it, and he's like, here.
Yes. This will do.
Yeah. So you go mount up on your horse. What's your horse named again?
Charger. March.
March.
I guess I'm going to take my charger. I'm taking my best horse out. I want to be intimidating.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. Its
totally.
name is March.
Yeah, so Martha leads you down to her household, which is, it's just like a small house with like a section in the back for animals, like a small pasture. And yeah, there's like 2 sheep there, and it's obviously a pasture that's like much larger and for many more sheep. And there's like one of her neighbors is talking with her husband. Oh, can't believe it! They came in the night. They did. They took all me grain.
Who? Yeah. How many did you see? Did you see them?
Oh, no, I didn't see them. My son, what's his name? I've forgotten. My son Philip, he saw them, but he's insensible now. He been thwacked.
Very well. I will get our sheep back. We will persevere. I will make these bandits pay. Don't you guys worry. You know, I give them a very like confident, like, don't worry, I got this for you.
Nice. Yeah. Everybody cheers. Yay! Yay!
Yeah. Sheep. Yeah. As we, yeah. I'm vengeful. I want to take care of these guys.
Nice. Okay, so there are obviously some tracks like where these people were carrying sheep away. It's heavy.
Yeah.
So give me a hunting test to see how well you can
attacking
follow
my
these.
manor at the night.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
attacking
yeah,
my
no,
frickin' manor at
absolutely.
night.
Easily you begin tracking these miscreants across the hills and through the forest. And yeah, you like cross through the part of your manor that you've clear cut, and you head a little bit south. Let's see here. Maybe we can even plot a course along the map. Boop. Yeah, so which manor is yours? Are you Baverstock?
No, I'm Stapleford.
Stapleford, yeah. Yeah, so you head south and you hit the river, and it's clear that they've forded this small portion of the river. You head south, and you get out of your manor's area into a place where the forest is much richer and lusher, and it has no longer been clear cut. And you follow for quite a while, maybe a couple of hours into the afternoon, and you come to a low wall of stones, and you can see just on the other side, through the trees, a couple of houses.
Any sign of my sheep?
Well, like you're still following the tracks that you've been following. So like there's a couple sets of heavy footprints where someone has, their feet have sunk into the ground from carrying these heavy beasts, and also a few like sheep hoofprints. But it's obvious to you that you're at the edge of another knight's manor.
So this knight stole my fucking sheep. All right. So I told Peter keep a lookout, Peter. I'm gonna go up to those houses and see if they've seen anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And,
so Peter stays back.
Yeah.
Are you dismounting or are you riding up with your?
Oh, I'm riding up there. I'm staying on my horse.
Yeah. Okay. You
I'm
ride up to the
I'm really
front.
upset about this.
Yeah, you ride up to the front of one of this peasant houses, and you bang on the door, like rap it with.
No,
your
I
spear or
I
something.
call out. Someone like come out here at once. I just say someone. Boy, do I don't curse them, no, but or anything like that, because I don't know. These people might be innocent.
Sure.
I'm assuming they're innocent, so I'm like, someone come out here and address Sir Nidian at once.
Yeah. There's like a sort of an older man, maybe 60s, early 70s, comes out. He's still quite fit and hale,
Yeah.
but he's definitely someone's grandfather. He comes out. He says, "Oh, hail and well met, Sir Knight. Tell me, what brings you to this town?"
Enough. It's like enough with the pleasantries. Someone ran off with my sheep and hurt my what do I say? My people, my peasants. Like what would I say? Like my
my commoners,
my commoners,
peasants. Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird to objectify. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Yeah. Right. Someone has done a grave offense, and their tracks lead through here. I demand answers in a very like somber tone.
Someone stole something of yours. That sounds terrible. Truly an injustice it is, but we here are good people living under the care of Sir Theodoric. We know nothing of such things. Thieving is disgusting. He spits on the ground. Pih.
Do I am I aware of this Sir Theodoric? Do I know anything about him? Is he like a dirtbag?
Like you've heard of him before, but I think probably you've never really interacted with him. It's one of those things where like you recognize all the names of all the knights that are under Sir Earl Roderick, but you don't know them.
Okay.
Give me a recognize roll.
Yeah.
And let's see what you know about this man.
No, nothing.
Oh yeah, it just doesn't ring a bell. You can't even bring to mind his coat of arms.
Okay. All right, then that's fair. But I want to know from this guy, is there a way I can like kind of see how he's kind of holding himself up? If he's kind of like being shifty when he says this, like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." Well, like no sheep here, sir. Nope, nothing.
Give me an awareness roll.
Yeah, I'm.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks, guys. Fail rolls for days.
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, that's fair.
Seems like an old guy.
Do the tracks lead through this town?
Do
I see them? Do I see them carry on? Do I see them stop? Is it just unsure? Is it unclear?
The tracks sort of lead to this general area. Like there's a cluster of houses over here. There's like 4 or 5 of them. They lead to this general area, and then they break up. And they join the signs of life and other people, walking in these areas. Yeah. And you can't see exactly where they're headed. So you can't like follow them directly to a house or anything like that.
Cool. I am going to try to appeal to this man's better nature.
Okay.
I am going to say, so he mentions, remind me again, he said something about how he's under the Sir Theodoric.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what happened to the sheep or didn't see anything.
Yeah. Like, we here are under the care of Sir Theodoric, and we're not thieves. We're not bandits.
Yeah. Then if you are not bandits, and you are upholding peasantry, then you should help me find this, because this injustice could happen to you. If you were a good, everyone's mostly Catholic or Christian, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let us be good neighbors. Let us, and I'm trying to appeal to their better angels, to be like, well, then if you have nothing to hide, then help me here.
Yeah, roll.
Right? And I want to see if they want to, if they like say no or something.
Yeah, are you exploiting a passion or a trait, or are you just making like an orate check?
Oh, maybe I think I might be appealing to their spiritual. Maybe I'm trying to maybe appeal to their mostly their spiritual nature. Then be like, then let's be good Christians here
Christians.
and help and find these missing sheep.
Yeah, awesome. Roll spiritual.
All right, there we go. Some success.
Yeah, and he's gonna roll against his love of his lord.
Yeah.
Which for him is like 8. Oh, he crits. So yeah, he looks at you and he says, "Oh, right, we're all good Christians here, but really, this isn't my place to talk about. It's Sir Theodoric's problem. If you've got a problem with the peasants here, it's a problem with Sir Theodoric."
Very well. Do I know where his manor is? Sir Theodoric's manor is?
You probably don't know, but like
would
in
it be
any sort
weird
of
to
manner,
ask them to take me there?
No, that would probably be pretty normal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. then I'd be like, you know what, you're right, and thank you so much for helping me. Why don't you take me to Sir Theodric, and
Yeah,
so we can address this night
He
tonight.
sort of like looks side to side and says, "Well, it's quite a busy day, work day, and everything. You know how it is." You go back and forth a little bit. Finally, he agrees and says, "Right, well, he lives up this way, just up on the top of the hill." You know,
Cool.
he grabs your reins and starts leading you. Are you gonna grab Peter?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. Peter, come along. With
Young
me.
Tom Cruise comes riding up with that
Yeah,
like
we're
really
gonna-
intense look
yeah.
on his face.
So it looks like to get to the bottom of this, we have to talk to Sir Theodric.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You go up to the manor on top of the hill, and you knock on the door. Sir Theodric's squire answers. Let's see. Her name is Egelina.
Okay. I wouldn't know the squire's name if I don't know anything about Sir Theodric.
No.
So it's like, well met, Agdalena. Listen, is your would you say lord, or because he's a manor?
Your
Would you
knight.
say your knight? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your knight around? I have utmost urgent message for him.
Yeah, I think you ride up and you address Egelina, and Peter, throws himself off of his horse and sits down,
Yeah.
or steps down on the ground and like shakes his hair out just a little bit. It like shimmers across his head, and we see Egelina just like starstruck
Yeah.
by young Tom Cruise.
I mean, I've seen the movie Legend.
Yeah,
Like that's the Tom Cruise I'm thinking of.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, she says, "What? Oh, yes. Theodric, I'll bring him out for you." And she runs back in the house, and Sir Theodric comes out. He's probably late 30s, a very rotund man, just a very large gentleman. He says, "Hello. You're one of those new knights, yes?
That's right.
What brings you to my manor?"
I wish we could have come. I wish I could have visited in more auspicious circumstances, fellow knight. However, there's been an injustice on my lands.
Injustice.
I'm afraid that the trail leads me to your domain,
To my domain.
and I wish to get to the bottom of it.
You're not implying that I have anything to do with this injustice, are you?
No, not at all. I come here seeking answers, and if you would be so generous, your help and my assistance in tracking down and delivering those responsible for this injustice.
Yes, well, justice important. Very well.
Justice demands retribution.
What seems to be the problem?
It would appear that my manor was attacked in the middle of the night.
Attacked?
It would appear a few of the people that I take care of. I really don't want to call them serfs or peasants. I don't. This feels really weird.
A few of my peasants, yes.
Yeah. There was a vicious attack. Several of my caretakers of my lands are hurt, and they ran off with my sheep.
Ran
And
off with your sheep?
I followed the trail and then came to these lands.
Well, but how many sheep did you lose?
I give them a number.
Yeah.
Right.
Not so many. My flock is enormous. Many times that number.
Is he offering to give me?
No.
As-
He's just
as
like
a-
he's like, why do you care about losing 5 sheep when I have a flock of like 80 sheep?
Well, I did not lose them, Sir Theodric. They were taken from me
Yes.
by unchristian, by selfish, by greedy people.
Well, that sounds quite unpleasant. And he turns and he looks at the gentleman who escorted you, and says, "Weimar, what's happened to this man's sheep?" Weimar sort of looks down at the ground and says, I'm certain I don't know, my lord. Well, Sir Knight, what was your name?
Sir Nidian.
Let us go. I knew your father, lad. A great knight. Saved Uther's life, did he?
Indeed.
Well, this is terrible. It's just terrible. Well, listen.
Yeah, could you imagine the dishonor it must be to steal from such a great man?
From a legend. Truly unjust. Yeah, he...
maybe I'm trying... By doing that, I'm trying to get him to... I don't know what it would be like. I'm trying to now appeal to a sense of my good name, my father's good name, and be like, oh, yeah, I'll help you out now. Really, because it seems like he's trying to give me the runaround here. And I'm trying to, like, really pin him down with either, like, through honor or through, like, name and being like, no, you got to help me because of these reasons.
Why don't you test your loyalty to your family?
Okay.
And that'll be, like, your ability to leverage your family on
love of family or loyalty?
Love of family.
I don't have loyalty to family.
Love of family. That's the one. Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, solidly. You make an impassioned plea. And he is moved, and he says, yes, your father was a great man.
I think I kind of level with him a little bit, right? Like, the Pellinson is a great name. However, we never had much to our name. So that the cost of stealing this many sheep and stuff would inflict a great deal of harm to my manners and prospects in the future.
Yes. I agree entirely. Come, lead me to where you saw the trail end.
Yes, and I'm sorry, what was the peasant that guided us here?
Weimar.
What was his name? Weimar. Yeah, so, like, I guess I would say, well, the trail led back to where we met Weimar, as we, I guess, swipe over to that.
Yeah.
Unless, what does Weimar look like when we do this?
Pale and sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna keep trying to, like, rub it into Weimar a little bit, being like, yeah, it led up to Weimar's, and he didn't see anything, he didn't know anything. He told me to come to you, and so I did.
Yeah.
Because you are a great just lord, just like myself, and so I cannot thank you enough for helping me out here. You are a good man. You are an honorable man, and doing all of these things. I'm trying to play him up like you're doing the right thing, helping me out.
Lad.
And we're really going to find this person and bring him to justice. I'm like looking at Weimar. I say,
lad, there's no need to suck up, lad. You're doing the right thing. Yeah. You get to Weimar's house and he dismounts, and he's got, like, this huge, big, fat horse, like a Clydesdale that he's riding, because he's this huge, rotund dude. And he steps down off of his horse, boof, and, like, the ground shakes when he dismounts. And he turns to Weimar and he says, Weimar, we'll see your cellar now. Weimar says, yes, my lord. He leads you inside, and, like, as soon as you get inside, you smell, like, the scent of, like, blood and sheep and, like, the preparation of meats. He turns to Weimar and says, Weimar, your cellar. Weimar opens the trap door leading down into the cellar, and yep, there you've got it. 5 sheep slaughtered and cut up.
Slaughtered?
Yep, for butchering and curing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, Theodric, he shouts for Egelina to lay hands on Weimar. Arrest this fool! And he himself grabs, one of the people who are down there who are, participating in the slaughter.
Yeah.
And he says, We will see to it that justice is served for the
my lord
injustice done to you this day.
Ooh, can I... Here's something I want to kind of do, but I'm not exactly sure how it mechanically works.
Yeah.
But this is what I want to propose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, between us, like, I kind of want to do something to them. Can I arrest them or do something on, like, my lands in front of my peasants to show, like, this is what happens when you steal, and this is, like, me doing good job. Like, I kind of want to, like, stir the peasant, being like, I looked out for you. Look at these guys. I'm bringing them to justice on my territory.
Yeah.
They stole from me.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So, I want to appeal to him, like, stay. Can I actually, like, could I have the honors of bringing these men to justice? They are yours. Like, they're yours to do as you command. However, I will appeal to you to bring them to face justice on my and in my manner, where they have stolen from me.
Yeah, I mean, he nods. He says, "Yes, it is right and fitting that that as they have affronted you, it should be you who bring them to justice. I turn them into your care. And so, like, he slaps manacles on them and he places them on the back of your squire's horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
He shakes your hand and says, "Yeah, by your father's name, you will make a great knight yet. It is a shame to see your manor suffer this, especially doubly so at the hands
Thank
of my
you, Sir
peasantry."
Theodric. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Here's the other question I have. I don't want to push my luck here.
Yeah.
But would this be an issue where I should be getting some sheep in return, or do I just get the good? Like, is there any monetary benefit to this? Or is this something I have to ask? Is this something,
If it were like actually Sir Theodric stealing sheep from you, you would go to Earl Roderick, and Earl Roderick might be like, give him sheep. But since it's his peasants clearly acting without his authority or without his help, it's kind of a situation
I just have to
where
eat the loss.
Right, he's gonna be like, I'm not really gonna give you my sheep, son, but here you can do your justice to these people.
I get it. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be greedy to this guy. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll still eat the loss. Thank you, Steve. All right. Yeah, so I want to bring these guys back, and I assume I put them to the sword for banditry.
That's the appropriate response for banditry.
Oh yeah, and then I will do that in a very like Ned Stark, like head on post, cut their head off situation.
Totally.
By the power vested in me by Lord Roderick, we find you guilty of banditry. The punishment is served by death. What are your last words? And then slice.
Yep.
And,
cool.
and like I do it, I ask, like, I make a say of it around town, being like, listen, I'm giving these guys the justice. I brought them back. These are the people who stole from us.
Yeah,
and I will do that. And I also say that Sir, how great it was that Sir Theodric helped us, not to be like, don't get angry at him. It's not him. These guys acted alone.
Yeah,
kind of thing. But we're bringing them to justice. I'm looking out for you guys.
I think Martha and Philip are there, as well as the other guy who had some of his grain stolen. Why don't you
save Weimar for last? By the way,
why don't you give yourself a check to just, and then also roll a just test?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you have executed your role as arbiter of justice appropriately, and thunk. Heads go rolling, and your peasantry cheers, and they though the purse strings and the belts are going to be a little bit tighter this year.
Exactly.
They think highly of your response to the situation.
Yeah, I think I might have some kind of like saying before I like render justice. Something, something like Keats, or like, no man is an island. Stealing from us is stealing from Sir Roderick, stealing from everybody, kind of like appeal. And, and that when one of us suffers, all of us suffers. And trying to like really get them to like, I understand that we're hurting, but we're gonna get through this together. And it starts with delivering these people for justice.
Nice. Very cool.
So, yeah.
And with that, kathunk.
Yeah.
The third vignette comes to a close, and we roll credits.
Nice.
And that's gonna do it for our show today. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Why don't we do some shout outs from all of you, our wonderful players today. Jess, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet?
I forgot to mention that oh my god, Dwinwin is the only person that I tell about like crazy pig and stuff that happened.
Like the true origin of the spring?
Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to scare my people, but I want to tell you because I know you'll understand.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
My name is Jess. I am Syldan on the internet. In trying to be more places on the internet, as I mentioned before, I am trying to put together a personal site where you can more easily find all of the things that I have done, am doing, am going to do, so on and so forth. So look out for that soon. Within a week or so, probably. And follow me at Syldan on Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Eric, how about you?
Yeah. So I'm Eric. Steven, this was great, dude. This was
Yeah,
fun. This was really cute. I like this one a lot. This was really good. So I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris on the internet lands. You can find me at Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Eric Vulgaris. I am a part-time streamer of role-playing games. I do games such as one-shots of story games on my show called Once Upon a Game. I do longer form games of Blades in the Dark by John Harper called It's Never Sunny in Duskfall, and as well as a Burning Wheel game called Burning Crowns. So I'm doing a lot of like longer, fun, more narrative-y, long-form kind of games. I love that kind of stuff. And if you like talking about games and wondering about different games, and I love hearing about people's games and what's going on in your campaigns, you should come to my Discord and hang out and talk to me about your games and campaigns, because I would love to hear it. So that's me, guys. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I know I've rolled like garbage a lot until the very end here, but it's games. It's still good. It's all good.
Rolling like garbage is half the fun.
Exactly. Exactly. So thank you for jamming it. I love your voices, Steven.
Yeah.
Great job with everybody.
So good.
I had a lot of
and
fun with today's characters.
Yeah. And thank you, chat, for hanging out with us today. I love seeing your banter while we play. So
Yeah. Kira, give some shout outs.
Hey, I had a great time as well. This was
Awesome.
really fun. Yeah, it was.
This
cool
was
to
your
see-
first side adventure, right?
Yeah, I haven't had a side adventure yet. I guess I like side adventures.
It's fun. They're just a little more relaxed, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool to see the social aspects of Pendragon as well as the combat aspects.
Yeah.
So it's cool to mix it up a little. I like this a lot. So thank you, Steven and Eric and Jess. What else? Oh, stuff on the internet. So I'm currently working on a game art, role-playing game art LARP short story zine called Resistor. We're working on the second, not episode, but second book. That's what you call it, I guess. And it features like magic, technology, and cyberpunk witchcraft stuff through like a social issue lens.
Cool.
And my friend, yeah, it's really cool. It's culturally relevant. My friend Alyssa and I make it. I'll drop a link. Maybe someone can put it in the chat to the Patreon. But I'm really excited about it. It's we try to feature diverse creators, women, queer folks. So that's what I'm working on right now. Check it out if you want some weird games and arts from that kind of environment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, great. Hang on while if I can stop clicking on random things on my screen. Good. So I have created a Q&A on my subreddit. So reddit.com/r/silentosiris. You can go there and see the Q&A for today's show. And I'll also paste it in chat. So if you have any questions or want to ask about impacts or ongoing things, then go ahead and do that. I also want to give a shout out to everybody who chose to support the stream during today's show. So that's Kale Blood with a 16-month resub. Thank you very much. Ronan702, a brand new subscriber. Welcome to GM Chat. Rex T33 is just subscribed, also brand new resubscriber or a brand new subscriber. Welcome to GM Chat. Romacron for 18 months. High fives to you, Romacron. Wapa. As well as a huge thanks to you for all of your help with the character sheets, which are obviously coming into use. Wayfarer_V resubscribed for 3 months, and Beard for the win for 16 months. And just now, Eric Vulgaris subscribing, brand new sub. That seems strange. I feel like you have sub prior, but
I have sub before.
Yeah. Welcome back. Thanks to all of you for supporting and for watching and having a great time. And I will see you. The next show is probably going to be this coming Saturday. I don't think I have any conflicts, and so we'll either do another side adventure if we don't have everybody, but if we do, we will do the official year 487. So thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See everybody.